I'm starting with matrix algebra. Before starting, I would like to recall some basic concepts about matrix. What is a matrix? It is an array of any elements or numbers or anything in some rows and columns, and we always represent matrix like this, where m will represent the number of rows and n will represent the number of columns. So this thing m cross n is called order of the matrix. If m is equal to n, then that matrix is said to be a square matrix. If n is 1, then it will become whole of a n1, it means only one column and m rows, so that matrix is called a column matrix. If m is 1 and n can vary, then that matrix is called a row matrix. And whenever you multiply a matrix with a scalar, then that scalar get multiplied with each of the entries, and matrix multiplication is usual multiplication that you would know. It is multiplying the first row with first column, that will give you first entry of the new matrix, and so on. Next thing I think you should know about a few operation on the matrices. There are three elementary operations. First is interchanging of rows or columns. So you can interchange any row with any other row and any column with some other column. And next property is you can add or subtract any row with other row or column. So addition or subtraction of rows. Next, third basic elementary operation is multiplication with the scalar to any row or column. Scalar multiplication. So you can either use any one operation at a time, or you can use combination of these operations. Alright. Next thing is transpose of a matrix. So transpose of the matrix is denoted by this symbol. It is actually interchanging of rows and columns, that is making all the rows as columns or all the columns as rows. And based on this, we have a few types of matrices. First matrix is called a symmetric matrix when A is equal to A transpose, and if A is equal to negative of A transpose, then that matrix is called skew symmetric. Then you should know about finding A inverse. It is adjoint of A upon determinant of A. And I would consider that you should know all these notations, things, adjoint, determinant, minors, from your 12th standard. So first thing that we will start with, finding the inverse using Gauss-Jordan method. So what is Gauss-Jordan method? It is changing your matrix, writing your matrix as I times A, where I is of same order as your matrix, then applying any type of operations, both row and column are allowed, and changing this matrix A into a identity matrix and applying same operations that you are applying on this side. You apply the same operations on this side, that this I matrix would finally be converted into A inverse, and this A would remain same. This is how you will obtain A inverse using Gauss-Jordan method. Let me show you with an example. Next topic is system of equations. Suppose we have these three equations in three unknowns, then we can always write this system in the form of matrix by writing the coefficient matrix. I am writing A1, then B1, coefficient of Y, and then C1, which is coefficient of Z, and then X, Y, Z here, and the right hand side D1, D2, D3 here. Next equation A2, coefficient of X, B2 and C2, and third equation A3, B3 and C3. So always we can these may be any number of equations in any number of unknowns. Accordingly we will write the matrix of that order. So equivalently I am writing this as matrix A, this is matrix of unknowns, and this is the column matrix on the right hand side. Now depending upon this column matrix, if it is 0, then this system is called homogeneous system of equations, and if this B is non-zero, then this system is called non-homogeneous system of equations. So firstly I am starting with this non-homogeneous system of equations. I will take an example. So I am starting with this non-homogeneous system of equations. Before proceeding to example, let me tell you that this system has solution only when rank of A and rank of A augmented B is equal. So what is this A augmented B? A augmented is B is this matrix A including this row B. So A augmented B is a matrix. In this case it will be a 3 rows and 4 column matrix. So if rank of these two matrices come out, this is a symbol of rank. So if rank comes out to be same, then we say this system has a solution. Otherwise, if these do not come equal, if rank of A is not equal to rank of A augmented B, then we say system has no solution or it is inconsistent. Alright. So this has further two cases. If ranks are equal and is equal to number of unknowns, from where you will see number of unknowns, these are number of unknowns. So in this case, if rank of A and rank of A augmented B, they are equal and equal to 3, then this system has unique solution. I will tell you how to find this unique solution. Further, if ranks are equal and the ranks are less than n is number of unknowns again. So can this rank be greater than n? So this system has 3 rows and for maximum A augmented B will be having 4 columns. So its rank will always be less than or equal to 3. Rank cannot be greater than 3. Please recall this while telling rank. I told you rank is always less than or equal to minimum of number of rows and number of columns. So rank of this matrix will always be 3 or less than 3. It can never be greater than 3. So if rank is less than number of unknowns, then this system has infinitely many solutions. Alright. So let us proceed with this example. Firstly, I will convert it into AX is equal to B system. So let me write the coefficient matrix. So coefficient of X is 2, Y is minus 2, and this is 1. This is 1, 2, 2, and this is 2, 1, minus 2. Coefficients are X, Y, Z, and this side it is 1 to 7. Now we are to find the ranks. So what we'll do, we'll try to convert this matrix into upper triangular matrix by applying only row operation. That is, we are reducing it to row reduced echelon form. Alright. So to convert this 1 to 0, I will apply R2 minus or I should apply 2 times R2 minus R1, and to convert this to 0 I am applying R3 minus R1. So R1 will remain same. So please remember, since we need rank of A augmented B also, so the operations we are applying on this side, same operations we will be applying on the other side also. Alright, so this is 1 will remain same. Do not apply any operations on this unknowns. So this is 2 minus 2 0, 4 plus 2 will be 6, 4 plus 4 minus 1 it will be 3, 2 minus 2 this will be 0, 1 minus plus 3 2 3, so minus 2 minus 1 minus 3, and this is 2 4 minus 1 3, and this is 7 minus 1 6. So next, now I am to convert this entry to 0 in order to reduce this matrix to upper triangular matrix. So I will apply R3 twice R3 minus R2. Why I am not using first row? Because if I use first row, this will make this entry 0, non-zero, sorry. So first and second rows will remain same, Let us see what would happen to third row. On this side also first and second row will remain same. So 0 minus 0 0, so this is twice r3, so 6 minus 6 0, so minus 6 minus 3 minus 9, and it is 6 12, twice 12 minus 3, so this is 9. So now we'll convert the system back to equations. Sorry, before proceeding that, what we'll do, we'll just check rank of A. So how many non-zero rows are there in this? This row is non-zero, it is having non-zero element, it is having non-zero element, it is having non-zero element. So the rank of this matrix A is 3. What about rank of A augmented B? So we'll cover this x, y, z. Now observe, this matrix is A augmented B matrix. So first row, this complete first row is non-zero, this is non-zero, this is non-zero. So rank of A augmented B is also 3. So ranks are equal and equal to 3. So how many unknowns are there? 1, 2, 3. Ranks are equal and it is equal to number of unknowns. So system is having a unique solution. So let us see how to find this unique solution. What we will do, we'll convert it back to equations. For example, I am writing 2x minus 2y plus z is equal to 1. Next is 6y plus 3z is equal to 3 minus 9z is equal to 9. Now you can easily solve these equations to find values of x, y, z. From here z will be minus 1. Put value of z here, you will obtain y as minus 1. So it will be, I think, 1 and x as 2. So this is the case of unique solution. So had in this question being so, if this entry became 0, I'm just giving an example. Suppose this entry had became 0 when we try to convert in upper triangular form, then look at this matrix. So I'm assuming that this entry becomes 0. So look at now rank of this matrix. So now we are having how many non-zero rows? Only 2 non-zero rows. So rank of A is 2. What about rank of A augmented B? Now this complete first row, non-zero, 1, 2, 3, 4 non-zero entries. This is non-zero, we are having non-zero entries. Third row, look at this entry now. This is non-zero. So rank of A augmented B is 3 in this case. So ranks will not be same in this case. So this system is inconsistent. That is, it is having no solution. So further, suppose this while converting in upper triangular form, this entry also became 0. I am talking about this entry. So what about the ranks? Now rank of A is already 2. It is having 2 non-zero rows. And rank of A augmented B, this entry is now 0, so it is also 2, है ना? First row non-zero, second row non-zero, third row non-zero. So ranks are equal and equal to 2. How many unknowns are there? There are 3 unknowns. So ranks are equal but less than number of unknowns. So we will say what case? This case, है ना? No, it is less than number of unknowns. So it is having infinitely many solutions. So how will you find these infinitely many solutions? Convert them back to equations. So this is 2x minus 2y plus z is equal to 1. 6y plus 3z is equal to 3. Now we are having 3 unknowns but only 2 equations. So one of the variables will be chosen at our end. We can choose it any. So any variable you like, you can choose the value. I fix z as k. So when you will fix z as k, you will obtain y of value of y from here in terms of something k. It will be some function of k. Similarly, from here value of x will again be some function of k. So I am saying these are infinitely many solutions. Do you agree? Yes. You can see it by observing like this. If you put value of k as 1, you will obtain one solution. If you put value of k as minus 1, you will obtain another solution. value of k as 2, you will obtain one more equation, and so on. Keep on putting values of k, you will keep on obtaining the solutions. How many such solutions you can obtain? You can obtain infinitely many solutions. So these are the three cases. First was unique solution, which was in the case of this example. Then I just modified it on my own to explain you these two cases for inconsistent and infinitely many solutions.